Did you have a fun April Fool's Day this year? I know some people that didn't. April 1st, 2026, while everyone was busy sharing jokes in their communities, a major player in the Solana ecosystem, Drift Protocol, got hit with something that was no joke at all. $285 million vanished into thin air in an instant. The money disappeared so fast that the system's risk control alarms didn't even have time to go off. I don't know if any of your money got caught in this crash, and I don't know if you're still staring at the charts trying to figure out what happened. But when I saw the investigation pointing straight to North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau, the RGB, honestly, I wasn't surprised at all. So let's break that down. Before we break down this haste, let me ask you a question. In your mind, who is the real crypto, country? Singapore? Dubai? The United States? For me, it's none of them. The country that has actually made huge money, earned money from cryptocurrency, is a mysterious one in the East, North Korea. According to the United Nations report, between 2017 and 2023, North Korea stole more than $3 billion through cryptocurrency. That amount already makes up half of the country's foreign exchange income. They used to rely on Office 39, to do some counterfeit money, drug operations. But as electronic payments became widespread and logistics got stricter, cryptocurrency, which only needs electricity and an internet connection, it became their ultimate wealth code. And the hackers played at the highest level of financial engineering. They did it in 3 clear steps. First step, print fake money like they used to do, but this one is virtual money. They minted 750 million completely worthless CVT tokens out of thin air. Second step, create an illusion. Using automated scripts on exchanges, they bought and sold those tokens among themselves, pumping the price up to around $1, successfully fooling the system's price oracles. Third step, cash out and disappear. On April 1st, the hackers deposited 500 million of these fake tokens as collateral on Drift. And the system thought it had received hundreds of millions in high-quality assets, so it gave them the green light. But in an instant, they walked away with real BTC, ETH, and USDC from the vault. This is what using code to trick code looks like. The system, in itself, strictly followed its code logic, but every single line of code became an accomplice in robbing your money. Still, that's a setup that took half a year to prepare, and it's something only the famous Lazarus group could pull off. Because they are not like us. These hackers, they weren't trained in internet cafes. They were forged under the pressure of state will. Every year, North Korea screens the top 1% of math prodigies across the entire country. They send them to elite schools where they are completely isolated. The kids study more than 12 hours a day, and if they don't perform well, they get kicked out. But the very best of them enter Bureau 121. They enjoy the highest social levels in Pyongyang and are even sent abroad, disguised as employees of overseas trading companies. And before executing the Drift heist, they spent a full 6 months acting. They used fake Harvard resumes, generated professional images, with AI. They packaged themselves as top quantitative executives. They mingled with developers at conferences in Dubai and Singapore like old friends. Maybe they were with me. And they even offered optimized code, plugins, to steal private keys. Once the money disappeared, the trail went straight into a dead end. In the 34 hours after the heist, the funds were frantically moved through 57,000 different wallets, a total of 860,000 times. With this kind of extremely high-frequency automated activity, tracking and recovering it is basically impossible. It's too late already. Circle could have done something in the beginning, but yeah, they didn't. Anyway, this is clearly a complete and extremely sophisticated industrial pipeline. Every single soul that vanished from Drift may have already turned into top-shelf liquor in a private wine cellar in Pyongyang, or a Maybach in Kim Jong-un's motorcade. Or maybe it even became missiles, rockets flying through the sky. That makes me think about a joke that you can see on Reddit that says Satoshi Nakamoto is actually Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, because Bitcoin's deflationary model perfectly matches their vision of fighting dollar hegemony. Well, even though it's nonsense, it does hit on the core paradox of blockchain. While we are chasing a free world without any centralized regulation, we are also giving up the safety net that could protect us when things go wrong. The core of the blockchain is decentralized blockchains, public blockchain is code is law. But in the Drift heist, the hackers didn't break the law. They just followed the code. They simply studied the law better than anyone else and used it to their advantage. The system strictly executed every line of code. It just so happened that the code became a weapon for the harvesters. This doesn't mean, of course, blockchain has failed. because there were also humans and human emotions too in the process. And yeah, the Drift team, they didn't do well with that. But it means the game in the digital world has entered the era of sovereign-level confrontation. In the past, we only had to watch out for petty thieves. Now we have to defend against a group of top-tier geniuses who have been undergoing hellish training since childhood, fully supported by a nation-state. The real lesson of the Drift Haste is, in a decentralized future, the safety of your assets no longer depends on which bank you trust. It depends on the limits of your own awareness. Code vulnerabilities can be fixed, but the gaps in human nature, the people that don't want to, leave the contract completely, the people that want to keep some power with, the code, the ones that aren't going full decentralization, the blind spots in social trust, and our own ignorance towards these sovereign-level predators, all that, it's the last line of defense protecting your assets from being turned into rocket fuel. So beware. Anyway, if today's analysis gave you some useful insights, remember to like and subscribe. In this lawless land, staying sharp is the only armor you have. See you in the next video, guys.